Letters are written for the rulers, politicians and common people of the world. 1. The weak are prey to the strong. The weak are prey to the strong, is the term of the fool. Humans should not learn from animals. Humans are the spirit of all things. Why did God create a smart mind for mankind, to allow mankind to bully and kill each other? Why did God give mankind a kind heart, when He created it? So do you know how people evolved? Western history records that human beings evolved from orangutans. This is a mistake and the view of the fool. So why are orangutans today, are still orangutans, and why don't they become humans? This has proved that humans are human beings, not the evolution of orangutans. The so-called, the tiger father has no dog children. How can the tiger's father give birth, children of the dog? This is the principles. Therefore, human beings can change from ancient society to today's society. Therefore, human beings can go from bare-handed to modern society as they should. All this is not by flukes, but human insight surpasses all animals. So human beings can stand out from animals and become the spirit of all things. In addition, human beings can work hard and endure continuously, and can use flexible minds, hands and feet. So they have achieved today's results. It is not that what the Western countries say is everything that Jesus gave to mankind. God created a kind heart for mankind in order to allow mankind to understand their faults and correct them as soon as possible. So whenever you do something wrong, you feel uneasy, sorry, sad, or in pain. You should be brave and correct your mistakes as quickly as possible. 2. April Fool's Day. Do you know why the United States, Europe and other Western countries have April Fool's Day? This is because civilians in the West are disappointed, angry and dissatisfied with their government. They understand that their rulers lie every day and mislead them every day, preventing them from seeing the facts. The people dared to be angry, but did not dare to speak. Therefore, the people came up with a way to designate April 1st as April Fool's Day, to tell everyone in the world their pain and dissatisfaction. 3. Science and technology. Have you discovered why the lives of prosperous and progressive countries, such as the United States, Europe, and democratic Western countries, are becoming more and more unstable? Violence, abuse, rape, robbery, indecent assault, unmarried mother, suicide, murder, company closure, deception, economic recession, financial turmoil, and other cases have occurred one after another. Moreover, the underworld and the prostitution industry are becoming more and more prosperous. What is the reason? Is this the so-called high-tech era of mankind? Or the negative impact of the country's prosperity and development? What exactly are science and technology? Who created science and technology? Did humans create science and technology, or did science and technology create humans? Why does science and technology have such a great charm that can make mankind continue to indulge and obsess over it? Are science and technology really that magical? Is that kind of magical power, omniscient, know everything? Make mankind do take the price to serve it, make mankind confuse, follow blindly, continue to pursue hard, and become its slave. The lost reason, lost goal, lost the meaning of survival and lost the fun in the world. Is this the so-called civilization, democracy and high-tech society of human beings? The meaning of technology is the creation or improvement of some new things, such as computers, machines, electrical appliances, etc., and humans understand it, learn its manufacturing process, and how to manipulate it. Tech means to understand how to install or manipulate something new, and science means to use scientific principles. It is mankind who created science and technology. Why do humans want to create science and technology? This is because human beings can make daily life more comfortable, happy and convenient. At the same time, science and technology were created in order to alleviate the heavy work in people's daily life. The development of science and technology has indeed brought many conveniences to mankind, but it is not omnipotent. It is not so supernatural powers, omniscient, and know everything, because it is controlled, commanded, by mankind. For example, a computer. If human beings don't input what they know into the computer and don't use it, it is a useless thing. How do humans create science and technology? Humans must first understand the natural principles of things. Then, use flexible thinking to transform or create new items. Therefore, the development of science and technology can only fill and reduce the material enjoyment of our daily lives, such as housing and transportation. At the same time, it can only reduce the tedious work of medical staff in medicine. In other words, in medicine, science and technology is advanced tool. Humans cannot use science and technology to cure, condition, diagnose, or make medicines for sick patients. Misuse of science and technology will only bring greater damage and harm to mankind. 4. Medicine, Western medicine. Human structure, physique, cell organization, etc. are derived from the biological state of nature. Using modern science and technology, or chemical drugs, poisons, to treat or give the patient to consume, is like injecting a certain poison, microorganism, or virus into the patient, causing the patient's condition to become more and more serious or facing the catastrophe of death. For example, using antibiotics to treat humans, while killing toxic bacteria, it also kills a large number of beneficial bacteria in the human body. Once a large number of beneficial bacteria are killed, the human body loses immunity. Bacteria, or microorganisms outside the human body can easily invade the body. As a result, weird symptoms have also arisen. Nowadays, humans are constantly changing the breeding and eating habits of animals, and injecting large amounts of chemical drugs into animals is virtually equivalent to experimenting with poisons on animals. In this way, it is easy to pass toxic toxins to humans, such as swine fever, chicken fever and mad cow disease, etc., are the best proof. Another example, using horse serum to treat humans. As we all know, humans' physique, body temperature, blood, cell tissue, immunity, etc. are very different from those of animals. Simply speaking, in terms of blood type, human blood types can be divided into A, B, AB, O and so on. A blood donor with blood type A cannot save the life of a blood loss person with blood type B or O with his blood. This is because of differences in their blood types or different reasons. The so-called, the smallest difference is 1,000 miles away, is the principle. Using horse serum to treat humans is a fool's view, because horses' immunity, physique, blood, etc. are different from humans. The so-called viral diseases are injected into the horse's body, and then chemical drugs are injected to stimulate the horse's body, and let it naturally develop immunity. This is ridiculous and stupid, because it is, as I said above, experimenting with poisons on animals. In a short period of time, there may be no obvious abnormalities in the horse. However, with long-term observation, horses must be poisoned to death, and so are humans. There are countless of bacteria in the human body, which is also invisible to the naked eye. The things that humans come into contact with every day, whether it is eating, drinking, singing, breathing, speaking, work, rest, exercise, sleeping, etc., bacteria can move in and out of the human body freely, but humans will not become sick or contract due to this unknown germs or viruses. In other words, bacteria are omnipresent and pervasive in the natural air. There are too many bacteria that humans come into contact with and are invisible to the naked eye. But it does not cause human illness or death. This has proved that the cause of human death is not caused by bacteria and germs. In century 1854, in the case of cholera, which caused the death of tens of thousands of residents in the United Kingdom, the cause of the illness was that the common people died from drinking water from a well in London. The so-called illness comes from the mouth. The people sacrificed their lives because they drank the poisonous water in the well. Once the well in London was sealed, the so-called cholera of humans was diagnosed as a result. This also proves that Western countries such as the United States, Europe and other Western countries use their naive imagination to infer or use their imagination to treat humans, such as cosmetic surgery, abuse of antibiotics, use of bacteria to fight bacteria, abuse drugs are the treatment of human beings, such as morphine, cloning genes, and other immoral ethics. Not only was it impossible to heal mankind, but it also caused the bizarre death of mankind, trauma to the human soul, panic, fear and pressure. The abuse of science and technology not only destroys the living things in nature, but also causes the depletion of the Earth's energy and climate change. At the same time, it indeed sent humans to a more terrifying prison. Therefore, human beings should not pursue blindly. 5. Flu. The real cause of human illness or disease lies in many factors, such as climate change, environmental pollution, mood, constitution, and taking poisonous food. The cause of the sickness of residents in many parts of the world today is due to abnormal changes, or changes in weather, for example, sunny or very hot in the morning and pouring rain, or sun rain in the afternoon. The human body suffers from heat stroke, or a cold or fever, due to a sudden cold, also known as the flu. It is not caused by human so-called germs or viruses. The reasons for medical staff getting sick are also due to many factors. 1. Lack of sleep, the rise of false fire and cause illness. 2. Depression, irritability, stress, etc. 3. Causes of illness caused by heat, busyness, overwork, and fatigue. 4. Many factors such as infection from sick patients to medical staff. 6. Medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. The origin of traditional Chinese medicine is a single prescription, which is the so-called folk medicine, which uses natural products to treat the origin of diseases. It is the experience accumulated by the ancestors in their daily life, because of seeking food, and they know that eating something causes diarrhea, something sweats, something relieves fever, and so on. The main components of traditional Chinese medicine are the branches, leaves, petals, bark, roots, fruits of plants, as well as beasts, animals, fish and insects and a small number of minerals, which are combined with natural products to treat the origin of diseases. The principle of traditional Chinese medicine treatment of diseases believes that the symptoms of diseases are related to the changes in the human physique and external environment. The process of disease is an overall change caused by many factors, such as constitution, environment, climate, mood, etc., which affect the disease. In terms of treatment, Chinese medicine has mastered this point, and has also changed with it, and has used a variety of different therapeutic methods to respond to the new changes. This kind of treatment is to promote the natural healing power of the human body, not the side effects of chemical drugs in Western countries. A rumor that he died after taking Chinese medicine is not true. Because Chinese medicine is derived from natural minerals, plants and animals, it has no toxicity. The real fatal factor lies in human ignorance and failure to prescribe the right medicine, which leads to an aggravation of the disease and death. The so-called saints do not rely on subjective speculation to show their wisdom. For example, if 3 people predict one thing, they must listen to the opinions of the majority of them. If you have any doubts, you must seek the opinions of the people. 7. Inspect. The misuse of science and technology is one of the reasons. It is the monarch, ruler, and the ruler that the state is chaotic and unstable. The so-called, if the superiors are confused, the inferiors are wandering. If there are doubts in their hearts, the loyal ones will not be appointed. If you have doubts in your heart, you will not be able to see things clearly, and if you cannot see things clearly, you will disrupt your strategy. When the strategy is disturbed, the country is in danger and the society is unstable. Therefore, we must think about issues from a long-term perspective in order to make society stable. If you don't think deeply, it will cause danger. Rich people can achieve their ambitions, and poor people are often easy to miss opportunities. Excessive stingy money will cause even greater waste. Too many things to worry about will cause trouble, and trouble will lead to slack. If the pocket is broken, the contents will leak out. If the mountain is too small, animals cannot live. If the water is too shallow, the fish will not survive. If the branches are too thin, the birds cannot build their nests. If the walls are not strong, the house will collapse. Standing in a dangerous place or on ice, there is a fear that people who step into deep streams will be easily drowned. If you lose your partner, you will always miss it. Reward and punishment must be clearly discerned. Dishonest people are always untrustworthy. If heed and trust only one side, and has selfish intentions, it will cause scourge. When a country is chaotic and unstable, the people cannot live and work in peace and contentment. This is caused by the fault of not appointing the capable. The so-called, when you defeat the wise with the fool, it is against nature. When you defeat the fool with the wise, it's natural. When you defeat the wise with the wise, it depends on the opportunity. It is against common sense to use ignorant people, who are ignorant of tactics, to fight against those who are good at strategies. If you use people who are good at strategies to defeat those who are ignorant, it is in line with the law, and it is easy to fight against. And people with comparable intelligence will rely on grasping the opportunity to fight.